Okay, today we're actually doing another video on the series I've done ages ago, but I'm gonna start doing it again, called On the Edge, which is basically when I just voted for you a team that came one spot below qual in some tournament. So yeah, well, this is obviously the team that came one spot off qualifying in FNCS Week 1. Okay, so now we're into first moving, and their loadout is pretty good. So I wonder why they only get top 10. I kind of really like this angle they're taking on the rotate, but then I don't like the layer they're playing, because obviously you can see here it goes up some stuff, and then over here there's a bit of elevation, and it's first moving. Like I said before, first moving you almost always want to be a higher player. So this layer here is pretty good if Ice was to land up here and then keep going and maybe up another layer or two, and then his teammate meets him up there, that'll be good. The reason Cruz is getting shot so much here is because he is so low down. Obviously when you're down here, there's just quite a few people that you don't know where they are and that they can shoot you, because there's people above you, below you, in front of you on low ground. But if you're up here, you know everyone's below you, except high ground. So yeah, that was pretty awkward, their first moving. They probably wasted so many mats and heals from that. But still, in a pretty decent position. I really don't like they're just kind of running around and stuff. This is just very weird and awkward. So here, what I would have done is instead of going down there and jumping down there, I would have ran up here, and then maybe jumped up here, and then maybe another one, and then played this layer. Even though it's second height, look how easy that rotate is and how little people around you. So when the next zone pulls, while you're just holding off height with your builds, then you can just instantly drop down and go with your easy as rotate. Look at all the rotates here, see how easy they are, and then look how hard that's gonna be to rotate most zones. And also they're just kind of running around, and when they have so many mats here, they have 1,000 mats each, good heals, good everything. They should not be down here in a really dangerous position like this. There's no need for them not to be in a higher player. And then I was saying, imagine you were up here, look how easy this rotate is, and look how little people you're gonna get shot from. You can just drop down freely wherever you want, and even stay up in a higher layer. Had the first priority for that. This position isn't even bad as long as they start going up after here, since the elevation goes up. This is a pretty good layer that landed on, to be honest. And what I would have probably done from here is land here, probably jump over this, and then top over here and probably box up here. Look how nice that position is. But instead they drop down the left here and then come up over here, which is pretty awkward, I'd say, but it's still gonna work. But it's just a lot more dangerous. That guy got a steroid, oh my gosh. I'm very, very surprised they don't get top 3 at this point, and they're gonna hammer in as well. I really like the layer Ice landed on here. I do like though kind of how they land in different spots kind of accidentally, but they both just instantly box up and wait for next zone. Because the thing with that is a lot of people, they might land and then they try to get back together instantly without building much to save mats, which gets them killed because they just landed in unknown territory and there's heaps of people around them and they're gonna get shot. And then also when the next zone pops, the IGL can just be okay, we're going here, and then they just meet up there. Then they do meet up anyway, but still what I said was a good idea. His teammate Cruz should have went up to him instead of going down, because now look at this really awkward position they're on. I think this is why they die, because it says they die very soon. Around here, this was I think Cruz's box and zone. We were up here. I think Ice was somewhere up here, and imagine if they were up here instead of down there, they could have hammered from here and landed up here maybe, and then look how easy that is to continue going over the elevation, which is pretty obvious stuff, but it's what's going to kill them, because what happens now is they get landed in here, and this is just so much more of a mess and just so much harder to rotate through and so much more risky, especially because they have hammer, good mats, and good heals. They don't need to be in a scuffed position like this. Yeah, and eventually you just get shot out of nowhere because they are just having to run around so much in awkward positions and awkward layers. So all those times that I said they could have easily played a way higher layer, but they didn't, is every single time they did that, they added more and more risk to them, because they had to run around more and more, around more congestion, and then eventually it just caught up and their luck ran out and they got shot. Because what the point I'm trying to get at is instead of being in that position running around up here and then eventually getting shot because they're running around, they could have just been here, just boxed up 10 seconds before they died in full metal, just waiting the zone, being super safe. What I'm trying to say, basically, is they were just unnecessarily so low down so much of the time when they had the facilities to easily be so high up, almost all the time. I don't know if he purposely glide redeployed here or not, but if he did it on accident, well, obviously, first of all, if he did do it on purpose, don't do it. But if he did this on accident, and he's oh, I might get shot here, to be honest. Obviously you can tell he's just YOLOing it in and just hopefully I don't die. But a thing here is, like in this situation, I bet you he did feel unsafe. He said, I might die here. In that situation, you can obviously tell it's so worth it just to play it safe and just get in normally. So what I would have done is like been, oh, I feel unsafe, I'm just gonna play it safe, even though it's like a bit less efficient, but who cares. I'll just turn around, fly back down, and then reposition and then see where people are, and then just run in along here. And then yeah, probably here is like, yep, I made a mistake. So yeah, there I just would have been like, okay, I don't feel safe gliding and deploying. I'm just gonna turn around, land, and then continue again.